3,
44,
44,
45,
45.
40,
Guys, this is 40. That's for sure 46. 47, 23 hours. That's Minnesota. 48.
That's 49.
49.
We're at 24 hours now because it's December 30th.
49. So you got 48 or 49 tweets of Elon. Can you go all the way to the top? How many followers Elon Musk has? Just go to his account. The man who bought Twitter, October of 2022, with 231 million followers, as busy as he is running all these multi-billion-dollar companies, who is officially net worth is around 750 billion, decided to tweet 48 times on the topic of fraud in Minnesota and Somalians, something you started heavily that went viral on December 26th. Meaning, if a guy with his caliber is that interested, I have a feeling you ought to get a call from some folks at the White House saying, hey, how can you help? And a bunch of people are commenting below it. I think there needs to be more attention to this. I think people people want to know what's going on. I think people want to know, will there be accountability? I think people want to know, what are the ways? Now, what if for you now, as an audience, the benefit that you have as an independent journalist, and by the way, if you guys are watching this, again, if you know anybody or any questions or anything and you want to support them,
collabs with you who had 10 million views, they'd look at my analytics and they'd be like, Nick, they'd be like, wait, how are you not blowing up? Like all your analytics, like your channel should be blowing up, but
independently being inspired to do the same.
Like I wouldn't say some of them are my friends, but a lot of them are so probably just inspired by what I'm doing, and I would say they're like fellow comrades, I guess, like mutual respect for each one. I try not to give all my information to people because the reason why I've had my success is because how I go about and do stuff. So I'm not just like telling people to go and copy me, right? I think there's like a art form, and if there's a way to be inspired, then there's a way to just copycat people.
Yeah, I will tell you, either way, I think it's phenomenal. Even if other guys are saying, and I'm going to go to what Nick does, go at it, because you can't be in 300 places at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in, I'm looking at your eyes. You know what your eyes are telling me right now? You haven't slept a lot.
No, I haven't slept. The past 3 nights, I probably slept like 10 hours.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But that's what it takes. I mean, look, here's the reality of it, folks. Let me tell you, today it's December 31st, okay? It's December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. He's not from Fort Lauderdale, okay? What is a 23-year-old doing in a city he's not to just come on a podcast? He could say, well, the average 23-year-old, you know what, why don't we do January 2nd after the New Year's? No. Hey, Nick, I want to do a podcast. I want to sit down and talk to you. Let's figure it out. I'm in Minnesota. Rob calls, boom, 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 boom. He's in here in town. We're doing. These are things that, most investigative journalists would need to do. You would expect people like this to do it. But today, the biggest competition they have is independent journalists that are willing to go out there and be edgy, that are willing to have 10 hours of sleep in 3 days to expose a story. So I'm proud of the work that you're doing. There's a lady that made a video and said, Nick Shirley, please, if you see this. Did you see this video? Rob, can you play this clip? Watch this, folks. Go ahead, Rob.
Nick Shirley, I hope you see this video. Please come to Columbus, Ohio. The reporting you did in Minnesota was amazing. Thank you for that. And if you come to Columbus, Ohio, you will find the exact same fraud. You will see the exact same things. Daycares everywhere. The home health care. I mentioned that in my video. I do not have your bravery to go out here and knock on doors like you did. I don't even want to leave my room right now. Okay? But you could come here and do what needs to be done. Please, please investigate. Please talk to our government officials. And you see how the police escorted you out of that building? The Columbus police are on the same take, I am sure. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly before I got the Columbus police coming after me, as well as the Somalis. It's a lot. In the meantime, please come here and investigate. You will find the exact same things. And the rest of the country needs to know that it is real. Thank you for all you are doing. And please, please, please stay safe.
And by the way, this is one of many videos of
Yeah.
people that are asking you to come to different places. Do you have plans? Because I'm sure you've seen the numbers while they're doing this. California wants to put a 5% tax on the wealthy, and then they get exposed for $24 billion of homelessness fund that they got. Newsom, that nothing happened to it. The train that they say they're going to build, 18 billion, nothing's been built yet. Not a single rail's been put there. All of these things that are being exposed. Some people may be saying, hey, Nick, maybe California, maybe New York, maybe this. Are there certain places you're targeting next?
Yeah, I have a whole list of places I want to go next, especially with the fraud. So me and David will be going to more cities. I'm gonna bring David because David's the man, dude. Everyone loved him.
Tell me why.
But he's super smart, and he just cares about the country, and he cares about law being upheld. And fraud is fraud. Like, it's so annoying that you have people receiving millions of dollars. Meanwhile, we are all working so hard just to give sometimes even half of our check to the government, right? And so we'll be going to more places. When you have a place like California where they just lose $24 billion, it needs to be investigated. People deserve to know where they're going, especially when it's affecting your quality of life if you're living in California.
Yeah, there's no question about it. By the way, Theo Vaughn yesterday, did you see what he tweeted yesterday?
Yeah, he's like, why are we paying taxes?
Why are we paying taxes? Right? If you're paying taxes, it's because you want to see good happen with the taxes that you're paying.
Yeah. And I think what's so amazing is my journalism is actually creating change. What we saw with, what's the department called? Not HSI.
HHS?
HSS. Yeah. HSS.
HHS. It's the what is it?
Health and
$85 million that they're stopping.
Yeah. So what's so amazing about what I'm doing right now with my journalism is that it's actually creating change. So people are mad at me for this, though. You're seeing them come at me on CBS, CNN, and every single time they point out something, they say conservative YouTuber, MAGA YouTuber. They just can't admit that I'm creating real change inside of the country right now. And never before has one of their investigations ever led to a point where they say, oh, wait, we're going to stop funding and we're going to make sure everything's legit before we start giving them money. I mean, I could, that video alone, I could have just saved the country hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars.
Well, I think you did. And I think what you did is a lot of people are now getting exposed and they're not happy about it. Matter of fact, there was when you were in Minnesota, a guy pulled up to you, right? And he says, I think I know what you're doing, okay? Why don't you just say what you really want to say, right? This is the exchange. Rob, is this yesterday or just a couple days ago?
This is
You're preparing.
Lived in America, Minnesota, for 10 years plus. What percentage of them were still taking welfare or social programs that we have? 78% were 10 years after living in America, in Minneapolis. What do you mean 78%? 78%. These are numbers and stats that are out there. Rob, if you don't have it, I'll send it to you so the audience can see this. And by the way, while I'm looking for this, can you do me a favor while I'm looking for this, Rob? Can you play the clip of that one guy saying, yes, you white man, yes, you white girl, you go work while I'm paying for this. Yes, you know which one I'm talking about. I sent that to you yesterday. And
the entitlement's insane from these people.
The level, if you check your your text, you'll have it. While you're doing that, Rob, can you pull up that chart? And I'm going to go to Nick on this one. If you can pull up the chart. So this is the chart. This is a very important chart, guys.
81%.
81. Can you tell them what this chart is, Nick, please?
Yeah, so this chart's showing the population of Somalis inside of Minnesota compared to native households. And you're having 81% of the Somali population is on welfare and 54% on food stamps and 73% on Medicaid. So it's not even, and I'll tell you why there's so many and why they're able to do this is, for instance, just take the daycares, for example. So a Muslim man, he's able to have 4 wives. They go and work at these daycares. They don't actually get any tax. They don't get any, how do you say, like, to get taxed? These people don't actually get taxed, or they don't actually file that they're working. So they're just getting paid cash, as you saw in the video. And so then when they go, to the office and whatnot, they're able to say, well, we need money because we're not working. And so you have 4, you could have up to 4 wives all collecting welfare for one marriage.
What a business model.
Yeah. And they're all living inside these communities. And so their money is just getting funneled around, literally billions of dollars is getting funneled around inside of these communities. And they're also collecting welfare on top of it. So they don't pay for their food. They're not paying for their housing because they're all on welfare. Meanwhile, they're getting
Yo,
cash
that's
because the money
fucking
they get from
nuts.
CCAP from these daycares, for instance, is all tax exempt. And then just wait till I tell you guys about how they're moving millions of dollars to the airport and sending it back to Somalia.
Airport?
Yes, I have some. I had a whistleblower come on my new video that we're creating, and inside the Minneapolis airport for years now, you can even see it. Fox News covered it in 2017. They have been funneling millions of dollars in cash through TSA.
Through TSA.
Through TSA,
I saw something about this. I'm trying to see if it's the same thing.
yeah, I believe it probably is because they've literally receiving millions of dollars and they just send it back over to Somalia, and they just have to get to Dubai. They have to get to Dubai so they can then send off that money.
Yeah, here's a New York Post story, Rob. Minnesota multimillion-dollar daycare fraud reportedly stretches back to 2014. Saw scammers leave U.S. with up to $1 million a pop in cash. Okay, so this story, tens of millions of dollars in cash transported in luggage, started flying out of Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport around a decade ago, with a marked uptick beginning in 2016, with travelers departed with a total of $84 million and another $100 million the next year, Fox 9 reported in 2018. The troubling report has taken an explosive new significance since the feds alleged a mind-boggling up to $9 billion of fraud scheme in which supposed businesses such as daycares were taken away. So here's a question. How much of this you think Tim Walz knew is happening?
Oh, he's known about it. That's why he's saying fraud's been happening for years. He literally knows that fraud has been happening. Like, he is so stupid. Like, he knows it's happening. If someone's stealing money from me, and if I'm giving them money and they're going to do something with it, what am I going to do? I'm going to stop giving them money. He's enabled and continued to let this fraud happen. And so is everybody else inside of that Capitol building, because they're the ones writing the checks.
Yeah, Rob, is this the clip? Because this kind of brings me to a complete different thing that I'd like some people to look into. Rob, is this him talking about that he knows fraud is happening?
In 2019, yep.
This is a 2019 clip.
Yep.
Okay, go for it. 6 years ago.
I want to be clear that the legislative audit report
Almost 7
gave
years
us a
ago.
clear path. It told us that we could do better. And just like Minlar's, I now own that, and I own the fix for that. But I do want to be clear before we take some other questions on this, that what needs to stop is a demonization of one community involved in this. What needs to stop is an absolutely unproven storyline that continues to resurface on the House floor, that this money went to terrorists and it's targeted at one group of our citizens here, of Minnesotans. We'll own that this thing needs to be fixed. We'll own that there were problems in this. We will own that there are fixes, and we think we proposed the right amount, but we're open to that to try and close this. But again, I am not going to allow folks to use this as a hammer against a group of people.
See, fuck you, man. All these liberals do is they make it a race issue. It's such bullshit, and this is how they're able to get away with it. They just make it a race issue.
Okay. So he's not going to allow to use this as a hammer. Okay. So then the next question is, how do you think he benefit from it? Not just election-wise, but you think he benefit from it financially? How do you think he benefit from it?
There has to be some sort of incentive where he's benefiting from it, whether it be he's actually receiving money or obviously the votes, but he has to have some sort of incentive to allow this happen. Maybe he's getting somebody else rich, and then he's then getting money to funnel for his next campaign, whatnot. That's kind of how I even had a mayor in California tell me once that that's why there's so many nonprofits, is because they create these nonprofits, and that money can go back to funneling somebody else's campaign. But so Tim Walz, he's probably receiving some sort of benefits. I know he's been to China a lot, Tim Walz. He's actually not even from Minnesota. He was born in Nebraska. I don't even know if he owns a home in Minnesota. Like, I don't think he actually physically owns a home in Minnesota. He lives in the governor's mansion, but lots of really strange things underneath Tim Walz. And why would it take, if you're giving somebody millions of dollars and you notice that millions of dollars are going to places where they shouldn't be, how many years do you think it'd take for you to solve that issue?
6 months, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
You'd put the entire team behind it because you want to be able to gain credibility that we're addressing this issue and it cannot continue.
So he's had 6 years. And then 2023, he said, he's either 2023, I think he said, we're going to give them a raise. We're going to give the childcare a raise in Minnesota.
Yeah, this is a little weird because the one thing when Kamala Harris was choosing the VP, and is it going to be Newsom? Newsom rejected it. Is it going to be Josh Shapiro? They're not comfortable that he was Jewish and that he had some stuff, skeletons in a closet from a previous friend that he protected. They claimed that was the reason, right? And Josh is not a fan of Kamala Harris. Nobody in a million years thought it was going to be a guy named Tim Walz. But here's what happened, Rob. If you want to pull this up, when they announced Tim Walz, what's weird is 24 hours after announcing Tim Walz, a record-breaking $36 million went into the campaign. It was a record-breaking thing that happened.
Whoa.
I don't know if you knew this or not. Harris's campaign raises $36 million in 24 hours after announcing Walz as running mate. Where that money came from, of course, someone can investigate this. And they said this was a record-breaking number. Who is Tim Walz? It's not like it's a massive name. Where's that money coming from? We don't know who this individual was to be able to get this kind of money, but it gets people to question where this money came from.
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of goes back to my point that they'll start these organizations or start these daycares, and then they can just get all this money tax-free, and then they can funnel it wherever they want.
Yeah, so that is the part where how is he winning from doing this? Then there's also some people that were speculating, saying, Tim Walz getting in. This is such a big issue nationwide with Democrats in different places. I even saw one that said Pennsylvania is also another place they're looking into. If this becomes a national thing on the Democratic side for fraud, this is not just bad for Tim Walz. This is bad for everybody. Yesterday, Scott Jennings on CNN, I don't know if you saw this exchange between Scott Jennings and Dear Abby.
Yeah.
Did you see that exchange, Rob? If you want to play this clip, it was Scott doing his typical thing, which is, destroying everybody on that show and, the CEO of CNN. Rob, if you want to play this clip real quick, watch this exchange, folks.
Why is it that right now everything seems to be about whether or not the people involved here are Somali, even though one of the biggest people who were involved in one of these frauds was not Somali at all. She was a white woman. So respond to that.
Doesn't that disprove everything he just argued?
Well,
they're obviously rounding up everybody who is involved in fraud.
No, they're not rounding up everybody.
They're all talking about Somalis. That's the point.
I want them to round up anyone who is involved in defrauding American taxpayers of what apparently amounts to $9 billion in a very, very small state. Somali, whether they're citizens, immigrants, white, I don't care.
You don't care if
I
they
want
target
the
one
fraud
community?
to stop.
But do you support
want
the
the
targeting
fraud
of
to
this
stop.
one community or
I
not?
support the
You think that's
targeting.
the right thing to do?
I support the targeting
think
of
that's the
people
wrong thing
engaged
to
in
do?
fraud.
But do you support the targeting of the Somali
Oh,
American
God.
community
If
as
they are-
directed by the president
they
of
are
the United States
engaged
based
in
on their
fraud.
ethnicity?
That's not what he said.
That's it.
B,
That is precisely what he
if they are
said.
engaged in
If data
fraud,
says it's the
because
case,
they're
who
American,
cares? Go, keep playing it.
should that make them immune?
That's a straw man argument.
No.
Just answer the question.
I did.
Should we
I want
target
anyone
people
involved in
based on
fraud
their
to be targeted.
ethnicity?
Anyone involved in fraud.
But not based on their ethnicity.
I want it based on whether they're involved in
Is it
fraud.
so really so hard to answer that question?
Yes.
I
Scott?
want it.
Yes.
I,
Is it
I
so
said
hard
the only
to sit there and
criteria
say we shouldn't target people
the
based on
only
their ethnicity?
criteria I
Can you
have
say
is fraud.
we shouldn't?
See, this is what they do. They make it all about race. And this is where they're going to lose. These fucking retard liberals, this fat faggot with his fucking retard fro, wants to make it about race when it's about fraud. It's about crime. And yeah.
You
Target
say,
people based on
can
their
you
ethnicity.
say-
I
can
can
you-
say that.
can
Can
you
you
say
say
that-
that?
I can say
I
that.
can say
too.
everyone-
It need not
everyone
be
here can
targeting.
say-
Can you
Anyone
say-
not an
people based on
informed
their
human
ethnicity
being
is
can
bad.
say you shouldn't
Scott
target
Jennings
people.
won't say that. Why won't you say that?
because
Scott?
I don't agree that that's what's happening.
Oh,
I
no.
don't agree with your fallacy. I
You
don't agree
heard
with
from
your
the-
stupid.
but you heard Donald Trump say that.
Ad hominem attacks
It is-
are the
it is-
There's
lowest
another
form of
clip than this
argument,
one,
Scott.
Rob. There's
The
another
lowest
clip
form.
where he is just going at it with Abby. It's an exchange between the two of them. But finally, these types of conversations, is this the one?
I think, no, that's.
There's one that he's going with Abby back and forth, and it's a very, very strong exchange that they're having. The point is, at this point, is this the one? I
This
think
is where they talk about Tim Walz claiming that fraud was a white supremacy.
Yeah, this is the one. Go ahead.
It's Democrats who have put Somali diaspora in Minneapolis at the center of their party and their state's politics. It's a small portion of the population. There is a bunch of fraud that goes on. And even Tim Walz has claimed that any investigation of this fraud is akin to white supremacy,
No,
which is
he
a
hasn't.
No, he
he has
never
not
said
claimed
that.
that.
He
He
never
has
said
not
that.
said
He
that.
has said
He
that.
had never
He has not
that.
said that.
This is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy.
Fucking
the idea of
retard.
white supremacy.
See, this is why you can't do things like that today. There's a 17-year-old kid that's a great editor that knows how to take it, find it, and he has all the time in the world, dear Abby. You can't say stuff like that with CNN anymore. You can't. Someone like a 23-year-old Nick Shirley that's fearless with courage is going to come and say, let me investigate this a little bit more if this is true or not, if he ever said this or not. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tim Walz said it himself.
Yeah.
He called me and everybody else a white supremacist
Yeah.
for simply just caring about fraud.
Yeah.
And that's why he's allowed fraud to happen, because he's so scared of being called a racist, be called an Islamophobe, and for saying things for what they are. That fraud is fraud. It's a fact that the Somali population inside Minnesota are committing 89% of the fraud.
89% of the fraud in Minnesota is coming from Somalis.
Yes.
I mean, what does that do to you? The question then becomes, from the White House, yesterday Eric Trump tweeted, I don't know if you saw this tweet. The best part about this tweet is the comments below. And Eric Trump, we're friends with Eric, but Eric tweets something and says, I don't know if you saw this, Rob. He says, man, people better start getting right there. He said, people better start going to jail in Minnesota. And the most common retweet was, dude, your dad's the president. Like, meaning, you give him a call and do something. But the reality of it is, if an Eric Trump is saying people better start going to jail. Don Jr. had you on, I think, last night. You were on a show last night with him. People simply want to see if anyone's going to be held accountable or not going into 2026. Do you think with the work you're doing, you're almost forcing them to have to make a decision of people getting arrested? And if that, have you started seeing people getting arrested? Like when you went to Minnesota, did you see the government there as well?
Yes.
Going knocking on doors?
Yeah. And that was directly because of my YouTube video and because of the video that went viral on X. So when have you ever seen a piece from a journalist, from a YouTuber, that's created such a change where literally within hours they launch a full-fledged investigation to go and crack down on the fraud?
Is this one of them?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Rob, can you play this? What did they find here? What's this one?
They're just going door to door, just
looking for people,
asking people about fraud. Because I guarantee inside of this business, there's probably a transportation company that's also labeled there. There could be a home healthcare business there. There could be an adult daycare, and it's a grocery store. So that's how these companies are operating. I went to so many places where they don't even have the real business.
Wow. So this could be 3 or 4 businesses.
Oh, yeah.
What else did you find, Rob? Where have they made any major arrests? Have you seen people walking out getting arrested? I haven't seen any of that yet. I haven't seen any of that yet that's taken place. I haven't seen the full-on, like the way 1980s when Rudy Giuliani went out there and a bunch of mobsters were getting arrested, 240-something of them getting arrested, coming out with handcuffs. We haven't seen that yet. I think that's what the American people want to see. They want to see some accountability taking place. By the way, you know that other video that we played where the guy said, Rob, can you go to the video of the guy claiming that Nick Shirley came at a time that nobody was here, and that's not fair because the time is this, and I'm here. There's kids here every day. I've been here for 8.
All right, we're going to stop that there. And now we're going to move to the actual Nick Shirley video. I was giving my brother Lucas some time. He said he was going to be a little late. But I mean, I've been recording for 25 minutes. What am I supposed to wait forever? It's not very fair. Let's get this started. Somali fraud in Minnesota, baby.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia, like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense. And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these childcare centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here, we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever. And I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations. And even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money. So it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare. So you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Wall's saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walls is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history, anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Childcare, which actually has another childcare registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about $800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually two daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year.
All right, so this is like already starting off really hot. My brother Luke should be here eventually. He's, textbook Luke, but I'm really not trying to wait around for him, but this is a lot here. I mean, we're only 8 minutes in, and they just dropped a lot of knowledge on us.
And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside. Or
there's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location.
Oh
now
my
we're going to the
God.
next daycare center. How much money
This is fucking wild.
has this one generated?
This one in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally one block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars. I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Childcare.
We're in
This is nuts.
the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids. And all the facilities are the same way. All of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah.
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They
Yeah.
got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
Oh,
When? No, when?
Where are the kids? Right here.
Jesus Christ. What's up, Luke?
What up?
Yo, this fucking documentary started off hot.
So, Minnesota daycare fraud.
Is your I can't believe we have to do this every time with you. Are your microphones on through the StreamYard?
Let me look.
I don't think it is.
It's not. Boom. How's that?
That's way better.
All right. Sorry, did you wait for me for how long you been on?
No, I was watching I started at 6, but I was just watching that kid, whatever his name, Mike Shirley on Patrick Bet David. That was a really good episode.
Oh, Nick Shirley, yeah.
Yeah, and did you watch it?
I haven't watched it, but I subscribe to Nick Shirley on social media, so I
Yeah.
see a lot of his stuff, and that dude's great.
Yeah, he was just on PBD and like he was on there for like almost 3 hours. It's a really good fucking
awesome.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, his documentary, man, this one exposed in Minnesota. It starts off like really hot. I'm only 12 minutes in. I mean, if you want, I'll start it over.
No, I got the gist. We can keep going.
They've already exposed. They're like already going around to. They've already gone around to 2 daycare centers, and now they're actually starting to talk to people. But like, they went to the first one, nobody answered the door. They went to this. They went to the second one. Somebody came to the door, but they didn't open it. They're like, "Hello." He's like, "Yes, I would like to put my son in daycare." And the person goes, "Why?" And he's like, "I want to put my son Joey in daycare." And they're just like, "No." And now he's at this place. Same thing. He was like, "I want to put my son in daycare." They're like, "Why?" And he's like, "What?" And now these guys just showed up because the Somalis are like catching on to him.
Yeah.
And this guy's a congressman, and he's talking about how all the Somalis together just vote in a block.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. The Democrats are doing is they're getting all these kickbacks and all this shit. But yeah, here we go. We'll keep going.
State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there.
How many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
Who's your son, Joey?
No! I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah. No.
But
No.
you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now
This is my
they're all
tax
getting mad because he's showing the
I
paperwork
don't
of
know
this
that.
business being registered as a business. 74 children,
I've
no
lived my whole
children.
life
We
here.
saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting mad.
go? What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking
That's
for the
not my
owner
proof.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
proof.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a
Yeah, these
child
people
here?
need to fucking get out of our country. They do.
Dude, I've been watching nothing but Somali fucking fraud videos for like the last 24 hours. My mind is just like rotted with
Yeah,
it.
man. This is wild. This has been going on for a while.
And this kid's pointing out how like these businesses will have like three different they'll have like three different businesses to one address. It'll be like a little like corner market. It will also be some type of transportation place, and it will also be a daycare center.
Wow.
And people just sign over the checks. Nobody checks anything. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Does anybody? Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing?
And this guy's saying everyone in Minnesota is just too nice and don't want to be called a racist and Islamophobe.
Yeah.
That's why they're getting away with it.
It's not my business.
And Scott Jennings was on CNN and they were trying to make it all about race to him. It's fucking bullshit that they're trying to use the race
It is
card.
about race because who's doing it? Who's doing it? Fucking Somalians.
Children
They're
are
the people that
missing.
doing it.
74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside.
That fucking building is a daycare center.
Yeah.
Look at
$5
that.
million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare. Don't open up! So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million over the...
This is why I can't be a man on the street. I would just open hand smack her.
Yeah, that woman will be assaulted in minutes.
That's why I keep telling you I can't do the man on the street.
Yeah.
I will get an assault charge on somebody.
$4 million in the last 2 years.
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not
Oh
ICE.
my God, what an...
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a
State of
child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children?
Just an unfuckable. Who knows when the last time her pussy was even tickled? Like seriously, bro.
Yeah.
Who knows when the last time a man even
What
touched her?
insufferable liberal, man. She's
Yeah.
not even, you can see she's not even listening. She doesn't care. Just liberal.
Dude, do you see this? Do you see all this right here in her mouth and nose? That's what that's what her vagina looks like. That is exactly what her vagina, from her chin to the top of her lip, is what her vagina looks like. Like, give me a fucking break.
The state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I don't see anybody in here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None. Not at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know, where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
It's disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that's a federal offense. I know. I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my god. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all
So how long have you been living here?
since 2017. 2018.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building.
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few.
I'm like, what's up, bro? You want to ride along with us?
Yeah, let's go for a ride.
2 hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
Oh, cool.
This
Palestinian
place is
flag.
called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's
These
find
people
out.
are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I wanted to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son, little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No. Why can't I check out the
Here,
daycare?
pause it. Look at the fucking look on this woman's face.
I mean, she's the first one to open the door. Everyone else
she's
talking
like-
through the door.
She's like bewildered.
Yeah.
It's a look of bewilderment.
Isn't that nuts?
This is wild, dude.
She's like, what do you want?
Merton's not here.
Okay, but if I can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son, little Joey, to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this
She looks like she just got smacked around.
Yeah.
daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card, actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
We have two of Mexico.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here? No. No, no friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little
Yeah, sorry, little Joey. There's no friends for you here.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him in the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably.
Probably, so you don't really know.
Probably more than
What do you guys
5.
think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find
Jesus, I'm like, take that off your face.
little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud.
frauds and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot.
This is not a Joey spot. Yo, that's awesome.
We're bad at lying too, man.
Dude, this is not a Joey spot. Sorry.
This is we can't let you guys in. So.
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able
more
to
than
provide
5.
no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year, 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
It's like the Chinese place in the Braintree Plaza. Right in the food court. They'll shut it down, the Board of Health, but then they'll reopen the next day as like a new name.
Yeah, same people.
Yeah.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door. Absolutely nobody was inside. And once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble. They had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars. And again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They
Maybe
just They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the childcare centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit.
Damn.
That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies.
Yo, and apparently too, Tim Walz isn't even from Minnesota. Like, he doesn't own. He's from Kentucky or something like that.
Yeah.
In Nebraska, but like he lives in the governor's mansion, but he doesn't like own a house or never has owned a house in Minnesota.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
That's
I
really
believe
weird that you're allowed to do that. Like, I'm in another state, but I'm running for a different state's governor, and I'm gonna and people are like, yeah, this guy is definitely gonna tell us what's best for us because he's not even from the state. Like,
Yeah.
how does that even work?
That are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
No, it's okay. You don't need it.
Why can't I get healthcare here?
Wait.
Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think has been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentlemen matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building. So,
okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So
he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another
Multicultural home care.
Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Den Eritrean Youth Development Association of.
And these are just like really nice apartment complexes.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably just a building where they rent out offices. And it's just weird that, here's the thing, they're going into these places asking like, hey, can we get a rate for healthcare? Who can we talk to? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even good at fucking hiding the ball.
Yeah, like you're the front desk lady. You have to know.
Yeah, like that's your job, is to fucking patch me in somewhere.
Like, you guys didn't even get like that far in your fraud training. Like, you have to play the part.
Yeah, exactly. You
Like,
know,
it's fucking nuts. It's like, remember when Vice went to North Korea? They at least had people looking at screens being like, oh, yes. Ha, ha, ha.
yeah, exactly.
They're at least like going through the motions.
Minnesota, another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here, you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's...
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud. Okay?
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you.
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me. Okay. Don't
Oh.
ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay.
Who can I speak to?
Hmm?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud.
And do you think there is fraud taking place here? I don't know. Yeah. Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never ask.
And now with upwards of
Why are
$100
you
million
here?
in
Yeah, what are you doing
Yeah,
here?
why are you here?
fraud, we headed to one more daycare, and this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because According to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but 3 child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 childcare centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two,
I'm gonna guess no
2.66 million.
children.
Hello.
What's that?
I'm gonna guess that there's no children.
None of these have children.
Hello. Hi.
Why are you recording?
Yes. We would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Do I see the
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care names? A lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
where the children are.
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Where is, which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We were just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How come these childcare centers have no children? There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir,
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk
you
outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
You cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
children?
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave.
Yeah, you're fucking.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
You are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself. Nick Shirley.
Okay. What are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the
the
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him. Plain and simple. Where are the children? Your children
Well,
come here.
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children? He called the cops on us, and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked in
Wow.
Yo, I mean, okay, look at that name tag is Steve and that one's Benjamin. So that's a guy.
Yeah.
Like
An
Jesus.
angry lesbian guy.
into the
Wow.
abyss. One of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a
Oh.
nonpartisan issue. So I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but he has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses?
you are.
My name is Nick Shirley.
Okay.
Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening? Because because that's what I heard you talking about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build
is
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
no, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
I love this like aggressive black kid.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're gonna talk to me like
Are you going
that,
to say to her, I'm a disclosure
Shut up,
advocate.
you
I heard you, and
I get
we've got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who both Democrat and Republicans. I think
Yes.
what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in
Well,
is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that.
everything we're
If you
saying
look
is
at
not-
United
Hey, you know what though? I'm giving her credit because she's talking while she's moving.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want. She is kind of. I mean, it's a lot of gibberish, but she's doing it while she's heading for
Yeah,
the
she's
exit. So,
filibustering.
yeah, all while she's heading for her car.
Health currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Okay. Well, you saw what happened there.
I have to give her credit though. That was wild.
And these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
Wow.
Yeah, that was like really nuts. Like I said, if you get a chance to listen to him on PBD, you definitely should. So listen to this, right? Here's a little piece of a little fun fact. And this is just a coincidence, Lucas. I just want you to know, just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with anything. But in exactly 24 hours after Kamala Harris announced that Tim Walz was going to be her VP, her campaign got $36 million.
Really?
Yeah, and I have it right here on Grok.
Wow.
It says, yes, the Kamala Harris presidential campaign raised $36 million in 24 hours following the announcement of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her vice presidential running mate in August 6, 2024. The figure was reported directly by the campaign and covered consistently across multiple reputable news outlets, including NPR, CBS, Axios, The Hill, Washington Times, and CNN.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no coincidence there.
You know, it's crazy because I think that this money, I mean, the politicians knew for a long time. It's just getting blown up right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, this is just me speculating entirely. This is my conspiracy theory right now. Is, if I'm not mistaken, Somalia is going through a civil war right now between two factions. Hold on. Between two factions, right? And remember how we talked about how Israel was the first country to acknowledge Somaliland,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think that this tax money that's being frauded is going to fund the civil war in Somalia.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's going to establish a government that is at least friendly to the West. And the reason why I think they're doing it, because now you're thinking like, what the fuck do we give about Somalia? What do we care about Somalia? You know? But when you look at where Somaliland is, it is that little horn on Africa, right? And what body of water is right there? The Red Sea. One of the biggest trading routes in the entire world. And Somaliland is right there. And who did we have a problem with right across the Gulf of Aden there? The Yemen terrorists that were shooting our container ships and disrupting world trade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the intelligence agencies knew about this. I think this was some type of fucking secret thing that just happened to get blown up because some asshole didn't spell learning right. You know, but I do think that is my conspiracy theory. I think the politicians knew about it. I think the CIA probably orchestrated this, and they're funding the civil war to get a country that's favorable to the West.
Well, the politicians knew about it. I mean, on the PBD podcast, they pointed out they called one of the Somali daycare centers, and the number went right to the office of Tim Walz.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
apparently a number of those things do.
Wow. Yeah.
So they know about it.
People need to go to prison for this shit.
All right, and in closing, we're gonna do some reels based on this whole Somali thing. The first reel, though, this one's a little off the path, but remember back, I don't know if you saw the reel before, but it was a couple of years ago where like the satanic group like thanked Governor Walz and like put a plaque in the Capitol. So now people are actually going there being like, oh, I saw the video, but I didn't think it was real, but it is real. Look.
Minnesota State Capitol, and I'm here to double check on what everybody's been talking about on social media is this plaque in honor of our governor, Tim Walz. And it is from people that are supportive of his efforts. And there it is, right here in the East Hall, lower level. It reads the Democratic Coalition of Satan Worshippers thanks Governor Tim Walz for not standing in the way of spreading Satanism in the state capitol building. Satan has a special place for you. And that's what it says. At the Minnesota.
No, that's really there.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
And he's the guy that put tampons in the boys' room.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, the next are all Somali reels.
Well,
so this lady fucking, it shows like her healthcare thing. Like she gets charged for companies that she's never spoke to before, but when she looks at her charges, she like sees them in her bill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
well, it was weird. I was looking at my claims and I saw this company called Community Care Partners in there, and I was like, who are these people?
They were billing her Medicaid.
Day after day.
Billing a lot.
$188.90.
Week after week.
Same thing.
Month after month.
Until you saw their name on your insurance billing, had you ever heard of this company?
No. This company, Community Care Partners, has never worked with me in any way, shape, or form. It's like, who are you? I don't know who you are.
Who are Community Care Partners? Their website says they provide ARMS. ARMS is the acronym for Adult Rehabilitative Mental Health Services.
I was like limbs? Like, what are you talking about?
A program overseen by the Minnesota Department of Human Services that helps an individual develop and enhance psychiatric stability.
I've never received any type of ARMS services.
Online, Community Care Partners solicits referrals with very detailed information requested. The exact info you'd need to start billing someone's Medicaid. When you click on Meet Our Team, you get a page with no information. It does say, find us at our working location in St. Anthony.
Let's go see if Community Care Partners is actually here.
So Carol 11 set out to do just that.
This is the address. It says it's Suite 312.
We found a small sign on a door and a mailbox, but no one answered.
Doesn't look like anybody's actually here. It's 1:45, so we're in the middle of the day during business hours.
The Secretary of State website listed a manager. When Carol Evan contacted her, she provided evidence that she'd sold the business in December 2023. That sale happened before the ghost billing to Erna's insurance started, and the timing raises even further questions. State Medicaid data reveals community.
I wonder if the government like bought it out from that woman, gave her like a fucking offer she couldn't refuse. You know?
Yeah.
Billed just $20,000 in 2022 and $10,000 in 2023. However, in 2024, under new ownership, the company's Medicaid billing didn't just grow, it exploded by nearly 7,000% to more than $700,000. And at least in Erna's case, the money was paid when no services were provided.
To be blunt, you feel like fraud was committed?
Oh, absolutely. There's no way it was not committed.
Eventually, Carol Levin received an email from one of the current owners, Mohammed, who refused to
Mohammed.
Yeah, okay, that's not a fucking fake name at all.
I trust that completely.
participate in an interview, but acknowledged fraudulent billing. He wrote that when they learned of a client's allegations, we immediately conducted an internal review and, that same day, terminated the staff member involved.
Well, it was weird. I was looking at my claims and I saw this company called Community.
Oh, so that's the real. Isn't that freaking wild?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So now they're saying fucking.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, actually, I don't know what happened. That was supposed to be a video.
For how I'm a current.
You see this girl? She fucking did a fraudulent slip when she said she knows fraud is bad. Watch.
A medical student. I rely on childcare. I work. If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
Notice how
Great
she
job.
reacted to her slip up.
Yeah, big time.
It's the reaction that's crazy right there.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And I do see some
This is another one. This bitch slipped up too. Same fucking press conference.
signs over here that say stop fraud, and I agree, stop it. There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud. There is.
Boom, right there.
Wow.
And I do see some signs over here that say stop fraud, and I agree, stop it. There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud. There is.
Boom. Guilty.
Get these fucking people out of our country and throw her in the fucking boat too.
Yeah, starve her for a little while we're at it.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This
They tried to discredit what's his name.
is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back
Here's
in
the funny
These are
part.
real businesses,
Look,
and then
right?
you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
we're coming.
They called every single one of the places and only one spot answered.
Yeah.
We can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration,
That's hilarious. We called several and none of them answered.
Yeah, no shit. Like, what point are you trying to prove right now?
In order for the scheme to work, the daycare centers need to sign up low-income families that qualify for child care assistance funding. These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of child care. This video from that same case shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going? I don't know exactly where it went, but it.
In order for the scheme to work.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, get these fucking people out of our country.
And when
It
you
has
watch
nothing to do with racism. It's like, well, I'm racist now, so now it does have.
when you watch liberal media, they're making it all about race. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's really, really fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's fucked up. These people need to get the fuck out. But I think it's deeper. Like I said, I told you my conspiracy theory. I think that's legit.
Well, they've already discovered fraud everywhere now. Now they're discovering fraud everywhere. Even Maine has just had a press conference.
Yeah.
They found fraud. They'll probably start finding shit in Massachusetts too.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're
I
gonna
think they
figure
have.
out.
I think I saw a news article where they did.
Yeah, they're gonna figure out this is how the Democrats win elections.
Yeah, yeah.
Through all this fraud and money laundering.
Yeah, and kickbacks. Give the community some kickbacks. Hey, just make sure you vote the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
it is wild. But yeah, if you get a chance, watch that PBD episode because it was really good.
Yeah, well, I'll listen to it tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna end this stream.